Well, GM, G, to the M. Great morning, my friends, DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out, and anyone in between. Welcome back. And welcome into the best way to get fired up for your day. It's Forge and Fuel, baby! We're back live in prime time for the 575th episode, and boy, oh boy, do we got a show on tap for you today. The gang's all here, and you know me. I'm your honored, humbled, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Swirl, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and the boys this morning, and dive down some motivational and inspirational rabbit holes unlike any other. Now, before we proceed, before we get this proverbial show train steaming on down the tracks on this beautiful Wednesday morning. It is November. No, it's not. It's September the 25th, 2024. Damn, I've skipped 2 months. That's just rolled right off the tongue. September the 25th, 2024. A wonderful Wednesday all day long, and I'm ready to go. But before we proceed, a couple of things I need to ask of thee. Number one, please, if you could take just a quick moment and you haven't already, take just a few seconds to pick up that old hammer of yours. Get it raised up high in the sky and right about over in this area. Smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you're currently watching the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you are on YouTube, make sure you hit that notification bell there as well. Hit that like button if we're talking today, if we're diving into a topic today, and it makes you laugh, it makes you cry, it makes you think, it makes you go, I never thought of it that way. Ooh, I like that perspective. Well, don't be a hoe. Share the show. Let somebody know. Go out there on the timeline. Let them know you're with us here live in prime time. Over there in the comment section, too. Hey, jump in there. If you got a trigger tripped, you want a question answered, you want some additional perspective from me or Swirly D, drop a question in the comment section and we'll pull it out of there in the third segment of the day. Answers from the Anvil. But my friends, I've already mentioned him. I've mentioned the boys. The gang's here. So let's bring in my man, the co-host with the mo-oast, and let you know that Mr. Producer, D-double-E-Z-double-Y, my guy is here live in prime time. We can't thank you enough, D's, for all the hard work you do for us, man. I got to shout you right out here. First thing at the beginning of the show, our producer, D-double-E-Z-double-Y, Derek Snow, owner of D Snow Fitness, Mr. Fear to Fierce himself, making this show absolutely electric. The production quality from my guy who ain't never produced a damn podcast in his life is bar none, baby. This is only show number 3. Can you imagine where we're gonna go, baby? Woo! My friends, I'm hyped up. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's see how this other guy's doing. He is the owner, the founder, the creator. Well, kind of. If you know the full story, you'll know what I mean. But of the Grandpa Ape Country Club, the lead pro on the GACC greens, if you will. He is a professional DJ with a wide-ranging musical catalog. So many songs in there, there's probably ones you ain't never heard of. Beats you've never felt deep down in your feet, making him a human iPod. He is a crackerjack consultant, a purveyor of positive vibes, a curator of high-level energies, the jet plane flying, McLaren driving, Rolex rocking, the traveling man always getting on a tin can to go complete a mission in some foreign land. Now back in the HQ, the president of St. Louis, Missouri, my man, your guy, the one and only. He's DJ Swirl One. Great morning, Swirl One. How you doing back at the HQ, my guy?
What's happening, buddy? I see you, buddy. Hey, it's beautiful hump day, in case you didn't know. It's already like halfway through this week, and this is the last week of September. What are we going to do after that? Well, we're going to get into spooky season, and I'm not quite ready for it. You can keep your pumpkin spice. You can keep your jack-o'-lanterns. You can keep all those things to yourself, because I like, personally, the sunshine to come out and it be 90 degrees outside, but we're not getting there. You tried to put me in November, so I got a little...
Yeah, my bad. My bad. That was on me.
Yeah, I was like, hey, hold on, bro. We're not quite that cold yet. It was like 90 degrees last Saturday. So there's that. But great morning to everybody. It's good to see everybody in the place to be. We're fired up this morning, getting some Forge and Fuel going. Man, I'm telling you what, had a couple of great days and some shows already. Some really good feedback coming from everybody out there. So wherever you are, man, get in those comments. Tell everybody, hey, how's the show? Tell them what you like about it. Maybe clip something up or share a clip that we've been putting out there. There's been really some nice ones that have been out there lately. I saw one yesterday, the NPC one. Chef's kiss. That's all I got to say. Just amazing stuff. So DZ's going to go ahead and keep this show rocking. Cap's going to keep the energy. I'm ready to rock. Forge and Fuel. Hump day. I don't know another way to start my day, buddy.
You better believe it, baby. I tell you what, Swirl One, I got up a little later than I usually do today, but the vibes are still there. The energy's still there. I don't know what it is. It must just be Forge and Fuel. It just must be here live in prime time with you. See in the comment section over there. I don't know what it is, man. I even got rain today. This is my 3rd straight day of rain, and I ain't letting it stop me. Hey, look here, pal. Look what I got on my chest, huh? What you know about that one time for the one time? What you know about little GACC repping for the family today? Who say who's to know? But I got nothing but rain. I got nothing but clouds, dude. And I guess it'd be a great time to share the infamous quote, whoever said sunshine brings happiness has never danced in the rain. I'm just doing a little dancing in the rain today. We just got to do a little rain dance. Hey, 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 and we'll be all right. It's all good. Live in prime time, baby. That's how I feel. I don't know. What else you got, Swirl One? Anything late breaking? Anything great you got into? Anything you saw on the timeline this morning?
Buddy, I tell you, I got in late last night. I
Oh,
told you when I talked to you, I had a full day. And I mean a full day. I was still running and gunning when I talked to you at I think it was 6:30 last night. And that day didn't stop till like 10. I got back here. I could not chill out. I was like, even all my tech is telling me, hey, your heart rate's elevated. I'm like, yeah, I was just in some pretty high stress
no shit.
situations, dude. I mean, it's been that kind of day. Okay. What do you want from me? So I woke up thinking, man, am I going to be all right? I feel amazing. I did wake up at the right time. Man, there's no snow. Or snow. Okay, you got me.
Hey, you're right with me, baby. Come on.
There's no rain. I guess it rained like the last 2 days. So the rain went to you. So now I'm okay with that. But I tell you, today's going to be an amazing day. We got a lot of things to talk about this morning. And not only that, hey, you got to make the most you can out of these last 5 or 6 days of September because you're not going to get them back. That's 5 or 6 workouts. That's 5 or 6 pages of a book. Who knows what you're doing right now, but could be something that changes your life. Could help you get to the next level. So get after it. That's all I say.
Sure enough, I'm over here looking at my calendar, man. The last week of September. Holy shit. I'll tell you what, we got a birthday on Friday. We got a really special birthday on Friday. A really, really, really special birthday. I'm not gonna tell nobody about it right now, but maybe if not for this young lady's efforts 28 3/4 years ago, we
I
wouldn't
have
even
no
have
idea
this
who you're
now.
talking about.
Who's to say, who's to know? So just maybe we got to do a little something special on Friday. Who's to say,
You know
who's
what?
to know?
What else too? I forgot to shout out the other day when it was my pop's birthday. It's also old Humble Warrior's birthday. So when we
Shout
see
out
her
H-Dub.
come up, this next when we finally see her back in the yoga, because God bless her and her family. We got to make sure that we show up for her birthday, just give her some support, all that good stuff. So shout out to all the birthday folks.
100%.
Hey, these are all I looked it up. These are New Year's babies.
New Year's
I had to
babies.
figure it out. They were
What does
New
that
Year's
mean?
babies. They're New Year's babies. These are the ones that on New Year's they were over there getting crazy and here they come the babies.
Oh, I got that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
A little.
yeah, in the cold. I mean, what else do you do? Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're New Year's babies. Yeah, a little champagne, little.
Yes.
Oh, what the hell happened last night? Oh, little. Should we get a plan B or should we carry through with this baby? Oh yeah, okay, I get it now. We're on the same page. Who's to say, who's to know? Happy birthday to all you beautiful humming beings. If we got any other birthdays out there, hey, we're feeling the vibes. We're feeling the energy. I'm ready to dive into the first segment of the day. I think Swirl One is as well. We got a great conversation coming at you today, my friends. So let's get into the first official segment of episode 575. It is time for your Sharpening Session. Wow. All right, my friends, if you didn't see the title, you don't know, you won't know. But today's topic of the day, where do we sharpen it up on? How to improve your confidence, how to gain more confidence, how to refine that confidence, how to become more a confident individual. Now, I tell you what, I was sitting back last night and I thought, what do the people need to hear? As you've heard me say a million times before, I sat back in this exact chair right here and I said, hey, God, what do the people need to hear? What do we got to talk about tomorrow? Give me a little something. And I thought, confidence. First thing on my mind was confidence. So, okay. So where do we go with this? Well, a lot of people really do struggle with confidence in today's world. If I look around, I see a lot of people, we talked about it yesterday, not wanting to make eye contact with you, going any which direction they can to not look at you, looking down at the ground, knuckles dragging. And there's a few things we've talked about over the last 2 days that I'll reference. But how do you gain more confidence, right? We obviously know people struggle with confidence. We ain't got to waste time talking about all of that. But what are some of the ways that you gain confidence? And I posed that question to you, Swirl One. And, as I start to think about it, I suppose the first thing that gets me confident, that gets me fired up and feeling right and feeling like I'm present and in the moment is my posture, right? Said it a million times. Jordan Peterson's first rule in the 12 rules for life, an antidote to chaos: stand up straight with your shoulders back, chin up, chest out. I've said it a million times. Who looks better? Somebody standing around like this, standing in line, or somebody standing like this? Who looks better? Who looks? You tell me. Who looks better? Who looks better? Right? And you say, "Oh, Cap, I can't stand like that. I don't have the muscles. I don't have the figure. I can't stand with my shoulders back and my chin up and my chest out and feeling big. I don't have that." Okay, that's fine. But maybe you should start. Maybe you should try just pulling those shoulders back a little bit. Maybe instead of looking at the ground every time you're walking around, maybe you should stick that head up in the air, put that chin up, maybe puff that chest out a little bit, feel a little bit better, walk with a little bit smoother of a stride, push your toes into the ground every single walk, every single step. When you stop, really be in that present moment. And you might say, okay, yeah, I like that, but again, I don't have the muscles, I don't have the figure, I don't have the physical being that I feel like I need to be able to have that posture. All right, well, that's number two. One thing I found that has increased my confidence drastically over the last 2 years. You have seen me change. You have seen me become an entirely different guy, and it has been me getting back into the gym. It is my physical fitness. And you don't have to go in and do what I do every single day. There's no need to be in there for an hour and a half, do what I do, bang it out. I'm just a psychopath. All right. It's how I am. It's how I operate. I just like to go in there and kick the absolute dog shit out of myself. But you don't have to do that. You can be in the gym for 30 minutes, do 3 workouts, and be beating 99% of the people. You want to talk about what it takes to be a 1%er? Little decisions like that. When you go to the mall and everybody's hopping on the escalator, do you hop on with them or do you take the stairs? When you go over somebody's house and they live on the 15th floor in the high-rise condo complex, do you take the elevator or do you hop on the stairs and meet them up there? What simple choices are you making? Do you go on your walks? You don't need a gym membership. You can order you a couple of dumbbells that are going to cost you 2 months of a gym membership, get you a couple kettlebells, 4 months of a gym membership, and next thing you know, shit, I got a little striation on my shoulder. Ooh, 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 my veins are wait a minute, look at that tricep. Oh shit, wait a minute, I feel pretty good. And then that goes back to number one, your posture increases. You stand taller, you feel better, you feel more of that warrior that we talked about from yesterday, right? And I can't remember if it was yesterday or 2 days ago, but you mentioned something, Swirl One. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. It was the first time we were live back on YouTube. And you said, I was a little anxious. I was a little nervous. I was a little worried. And oh shit, we're going back live on YouTube, right? And we talked about it in that moment. And something that you got to remember is a lot of people, they struggle with confidence is because they're anxious, they're fearful, they're worried what's about to come around the corner, and they're worried about something else in specific. And I'll mention that as my fourth point. But they're so in that anxiety and fear, and oh my gosh, what do I do? And But what about if it's not anxiety? What if it's just excitement? What if the feelings inside of you, if you just choose to view them differently, you would feel differently? Maybe instead of playing into the anxiety and whatever thing might be standing in your path, whatever you might be doing that's creating that anxiety, maybe it's not anxiety, maybe it's excitement. Maybe your body is just telling you, hey, we've prepped for this, dog. Hey, you've put in all the effort, homeboy. Hey, you've been pounding the stone in the dark day after day after day, and now you're in the bright lights, big boy. You ready? You ready to get after this? Let's go. It's your time. Is it anxiety or is it excitement? And if you can view it just that simple little perspective shift between anxiety or excitement, I promise you, your confidence will begin to build. And I think another thing that makes people anxious, makes them fearful, makes them worried is the fear of being judged. I think a lot of people lack confidence because they're afraid of what people think. They're afraid of how people think they look or how they talk or what they do. Well, guess what? Most people are so anxious and lost and worried and fearful, like we talked about yesterday, in their own little world, they don't even give a damn about you. And even if they judge you for 0.5 seconds, chances are they're going to be on to judging the next person that crosses their path because that's the shitty, miserable life they live. A lot of people are afraid of judgment, but what if judgment doesn't even exist? What if judgment, once again, is just in your head? What if it's all in your head and you just need to get out of your own way? And the sooner you get out of your own way is the faster you will find confidence. I'll leave you with this for my perspective on this, how to increase your confidence. I read a book a long time ago. Shout out Chris Aswomata. He'll know what I'm talking about. It is Get Out of Your Own Way. It's All in Your Head by Russ, one of our favorite rap artists. I wouldn't call him a rap artist. I'd call him a musician for sure. But he talks about in the book, he breaks it down into three separate, not chapters, but three separate blocks, if you will, in there: delusion, persistence, and gratitude. And if you can have delusion that you're already the best without being the best, what do I say, huh? We're millionaires. They just haven't paid us yet, right? Believing that you will have success even if you haven't found it yet. Persistent, still going forward, pounding the stone, staying with the process regardless of the reward, and gratitude, being happy for what you got right now. Obviously, we're on this path. We're doing what we're doing right here, right now with Forge and Fuel to grow the Diamond Hand brand, grow the GAC brand, grow our personal brands, get bigger, better, faster, and stronger. But if we don't have gratitude for what we have now, if we don't have gratitude for those last 572 X spaces that we've done that have given us the opportunity to be confident and flowing and come back here live in prime time on video, we wouldn't be given the opportunity to go for greater. If you can't be grateful for what you have now, what makes you think you're going to be grateful for more in the future? Who's to say, who's to know? But that's how I become more confident. That's how I've worked on my confidence over the last few years. I've struggled with some anxiety, some fear, some worry, some approach anxiety, all that good shit that everybody's talking about in the world. I struggled with it. And these things right here helped me to become more confident individual again. And I was told over and over in life,
"Oh, you're so cocky. You're so cocky. Colton Soroka knows he's Colton Soroka."
well, I realized that anybody who ever told me I was cocky just simply didn't have a light that was shining as bright as mine. And anybody who's ever told me I'm confident, wait a minute, they never told me I was confident. They just got down with me. They just locked arms with me. And they just started working hard and said, you know what? I see what this guy's about. I'm not going to try and point him out and say he's something that he's not. I'm just going to follow. And look what it's led into. So if people tell you you're cocky, maybe you're just confident. Embrace these things. You can become a little confident, a little more confident.
You talked about some stairs in there, and I got to tell you, so I was over there in the Cornhusker State, and so I've been to this hotel before. I don't ever remember which hotels are which because they're all just the same kind of if you look at them. I just know the Marriott's in Kansas City and Miami are my favorite. So there's that, right? So, but I walk in there and she puts me on the 4th floor. And I'll start looking around. I'm like, go to the elevator, and there's 2 elevators right as you walk in, and they are the slowest elevators known to man. And there's just like 5 people sitting there. And I'm like, why didn't this feel like normal to me? Hold on. I never take the elevator here. So I go around the corner and I become the guy for the next 48 hours that disappears behind the wall. There's like people sitting there and they keep seeing me pop out of this little door, and it's like the stair door. So I walk 4 flights up, 4 flights down, 4 flights up. Every time I'm leaving, I'm in and out of that. Never even touched the elevator. That did make me feel pretty good because there was some times I'd be on the 2nd or 3rd floor. My legs would be just hurting a little bit. I'm like, I don't have to do this. But you know what? I made it every single time. So that made me feel pretty good. It really did. And I'm proud of myself for taking the stairs. Sometimes that's what you got to do is just get on the stairs of life and walk. You also talked about, or you asked me, I should say, what makes me feel confident? Some of the most confident times in my life. Well, first, let me get to that here in a second. But one of the things that can make you feel very confident.
Tripping triggers, everybody.
Yeah,
open your ear holes wide.
Already. So I'm over here talking to myself in my own head. So is this, and I don't know if you guys have ever happened to you, but if you're out in the world and you have to do a job or you're trying to get a project done or whatever it might be, all of a sudden you go through this and you're locked in. You're doing everything you can all day long. Every second of your day has been dedicated to something. You feel like you're actually accomplishing something. You look up, oh my gosh, it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever time you're supposed to leave. It's past that. And you're like, man, I didn't even realize this day went like that. And then you walk out of there and you feel like, man, what are all the things I got done today? And then you start thinking and reflecting on all the stuff that you got accomplished, how much further you got on your goal. All of a sudden, I don't know if you guys have ever felt it, but that's happened to me. And I felt 10 foot tall with 6 foot strides, just walking through the airport like, yeah, man, I got it done today. I really did this. All of a sudden you feel like $1 million because you know what? You put in every bit of effort into every second that you had throughout the day. And I think a lot of people don't do that enough. I think a lot of people literally just go to work, like we talked about the other day. They don't act accordingly to their time, to their project, and to their attention. So all of a sudden, all day long, they didn't accomplish much, or they get through the whole day and not realize really what they did today. What'd you do today? Oh, well, I did that TPS report, but I only did the cover. I went to lunch. Oh, I had a great conversation with Bob over there by the water cooler. Like, that's what they remember, right? They don't remember all the things, but when you've done everything to the best of your ability throughout the day, you know exactly what you did. You know exactly what you need to do. By the time you leave there, you feel like $1 trillion, right? And going back to what makes me feel confident, truly, and this is the basis and foundation of it all for me, is in life over time, most of what happens to people that makes them feel unconfident is they are unsure how they're going to react in certain situations. You have to understand, we don't always react with the right brain. Sometimes it's the reptilian brain that makes us just fight or flight. Sometimes we just get in there and the hijack of the Abdullah back there, right? The Abdullah Abagada, right? I think that's how you say it. Anyway, that'll get you all fired up and mad, like dude, Capp, fight somebody, right? Let's go after him, right? That's what'll happen. But then there's days when you realize a lot of what's happening there is based on your previous experiences and what you've done. And then all of a sudden you start thinking, why do I feel this way? Well, it's because that one time I walked into the meeting, I did this and I was so embarrassed. And man, and then you start to cringe and that hair right here starts to pull up. You know, when you really have an embarrassing moment, you're like, I can't believe I did that. And it almost feels like it just happened again, right? You know when I started feeling confident? When I let go of all that. When I let go of all the things that I've done in the past that maybe I didn't look the smartest. Maybe I didn't look the sharpest. Maybe I might have screwed up here and there. Maybe I knew myself that I could have done better in that moment. And I even said it last night to somebody, hey, I'm glad that happened, because without those bad moments, without those negative moments and those feelings and emotions that happen to me, I wouldn't know what it feels like to conquer that emotion. I wouldn't know what it feels like to be confident in those situations. I remember, and I DJ a lot. I remember I was DJing with one of my best friends at one of the biggest venues I've ever been. And somebody behind me who had a GoPro and they bumped me, and the whole table, literally just like you see in YouTube, starts to go like this. And I mean, everything, it's just falling over. And I'm looking at it and I'm literally about to watch the show end while I'm on stage, because if this equipment hits the ground, it's over. It's game over. Everything stops. The crowd goes, oh, all of it, right? The embarrassment. And I'm standing there like, so you know what I do? I grab over to the edge of that and I pull that table, and I'm sitting there screaming for security. And the music's still playing, baby. It's going. The music's going. I'm holding these turntables, and I'm like, help, help. And so all of a sudden we get them back up. And I don't know how I did it, but the music never stopped and the show never stopped. But it was the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me on stage before. Even like now, I've gotten rid of it. But even now, I laugh at myself because I'm like, oh, my goodness. Yes, exactly. So I'm going to tell you right now, I had to let go of those things. That right there helped me gain confidence, because I know what the worst of the worst of the worst could happen when I get on stage. That's the worst that could happen. And as long as the show goes on, you made it, right? So that confidence of screwing up in the past, hopefully you learn from it. And if you learn from it, then you won't have to worry about doing it again. You won't feel that way when you walk on stage. You can laugh at yourself and say, hey, I've already done the worst that's ever happened up here. I couldn't possibly do worse than I did that day. So I'm going to make it through this perfectly. And that's why confidence plays. That's how I work it. That's how it works for me.
Damn straight, dude. And I really resonate with a lot of stuff that you're talking about right there. And, something I think about confidence, I obviously went to Illinois State University. For those of you that don't know, I got my 4-year Bachelor of Science degree. Doop-a-doo, woohoo! It's actually in small business management and entrepreneurship. So I'm kind of using it, who's to say, who's to know? But when I was in college, a big thing, if any of you guys didn't go, is something that's massive is doing presentations. And especially when you start to get into your capstone courses and you start to get into some of the higher level stuff, you're just doing presentations all the time. And there was so many kids that when we would get put in a group together, the first thing out of their mouth would be, I don't want to speak. I'll do all the research. I don't want to talk. I don't put me out in front. Bro, we ain't even talked yet. Okay, for sure. Next person. Oh no, yeah, I'm good. So then it would ultimately fall on my shoulders. And it happened time and time again. I was like, you know what? Yeah, cool. It's all good. And the first few times, right? I had done some public speaking when I was a little kid and talked at my grandma's Kiwanian club and like some little things. And I was never afraid of a microphone, obviously, right? And I was never afraid to have the spotlight on me. But the first couple times I did it, I was just so anxious and my heart was pounding and I could feel my palms sweaty, knees weak, arms heady, mom spaghetti on the sweater already. I couldn't drop bombs. I was nervous. It was crazy. And the more I kept putting myself in that situation, the more I kept saying, here I am, send me. You know what? Yeah, I will present. The more I gained that confidence and the more my professors started to notice me, the more they saw that I was stepping up to the plate when others wouldn't. And then that allowed me to build relationships with professors and have first name basis, not no Dr. Holscher. That was Mark, right? And Mark invited me over to his house for a barbecue cookout at the end of the semester, right? How many college students have gone to a professor's house to eat a full barbecue,
Probably
right?
more than you think, my friend.
Who's to
Just
say?
saying.
Who's to know? I don't
Just
know. Who's to say? Who's
hey,
to know?
might
Not
not have
a
been
Mark
on the same
Holscher.
premise, but I'm sure they've been there.
I don't know. Who's to say? Who's to know? Oh, yeah. But what I'm saying ultimately is that the more practice that you have in the things that make you uncomfortable, the things that take away from your confidence, the things that make you anxious, maybe they're just making you excited. The more you practice, the better you get. Practice doesn't make permanent, or practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent, and perfect is just a mindset. That's all it is, right? And I love what you said. I know what it feels like to conquer that emotion. I know what it feels like to be in that dark room, the walls closing in, the shit hitting the fan, and finding the door and making it out into the next hallway. I know what it feels like. So why wouldn't I have confidence? I know that I've made it through. I know that I've been that good. I know that I have worked so hard. And actually, we got a video a little later on in the second segment of the day that I think is going to play real well into what we're talking about right now. But it's just so incredible to see how many people, when they're faced with trial or tribulation or worry or fear or obstacle or loss, whatever it is, their first instinct is to just sulk and woe is me and man, life is so hard and I can't ever catch a break. My dad used to say that to me all the time and I hated it before he passed away. He said, oh, I can't ever catch a break. I'm always chasing my tail. Come on, Dad. Why do you want to live like that? Why do you want to live in that? Don't live in that negativity and that bullshit. Why don't you want to pull your shoulders back and say, yeah, you know what? Fuck, I don't know what I'm doing right now, and I don't know why this thing's on my plate, but I'm going to eat this frog, and I'm going to make it happen. And when I eat this frog, I'm going to let the world know how easy it is to eat frogs. And I'm going to help somebody else eat their frog. And I'm going to show them that they can be confident too. Even though that frog tastes like a motherfucker, you can still get through. You can still have confidence and still take those bites one at a time, Swore One.
Bro, I can't even tell you enough.
Woo!
When people literally say things like that, like I can't catch a break, or man, when am I going to have a good day? And all these, that drives me insane. They don't even give themselves an opportunity to do something right. And a lot of times it's just because they've never done anything. Swirl happened to me too. Wow. Hey, I'm telling you, if you've ever dropped turntables live on stage, especially a massive stage, oh my gosh, it's so good.
The headphone cables. You just see Malcolm. Oh!
Bro, I can't even gonna tell you. It scared the shit out of me that day. Anyway, going back to confidence, and You know, I talked about it the other day. The man that has gone to battle with himself and won is going to have the most confidence. And the reason being is because it's like we said yesterday, you know, Eminem said in 8 Mile, he told that guy everything that was, you know, he had already come to face everything. He told him everything in that rap battle. Hey, before you think you got something on me, bro, I've already come to grips with this, that, and the third. And hey, you can't crucify me on any of that anymore because I've already beat myself up to the point of exhaustion. I've come back from that, and now I've done all the fight out of that there, dog. So guess what? I don't care if you bring it up. It ain't going to faze me. That's the wonderful thing about it is when you can walk through knowing you've already defeated all those demons and you left them way back on the road somewhere. You don't have to worry about what they're doing now, where they're coming back, or if they're going to come haunt you already. You already killed them things. They're back there. They're gone, right? The other part of that, too, is as you go through life and you realize that you've been over and over again accomplishing different things and you start doing the 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5 things we talked about yesterday, when those things are straight and you know you can go back to your abode and your family's good and your finances are good and you don't have to worry about that, like we said, the tire popping up or the water heater going bad or whatever, because you've got the finances to handle it. Hey, you don't have to worry about your job because you've been taking care of it every single day. You've been actually washing the dishes when you're supposed to. That stuff gives you confidence. That's what gives you that the meaning of, hey, I've accomplished something. You can't take that from me, right? That's why we say the 5 things that you accomplish every single day are the most important, because out of all the things that happen in your life, those should be the 5 most important things that make your life tick. And if those things are in order, why wouldn't you have confidence? Why wouldn't you be proud of where you're at? Why wouldn't you be able to walk out into the world and say, look, world, this is me. I'm taking up space today. Do you understand? I'm not being meager or mild or meek, because that was me the other day. And I killed that guy back there. He's been dead for a while. This right here is the new Phoenix.
Woo! We're on fire this morning, man. Why wouldn't you be proud? If you've worked your ass off in the gym, if you've gone to war with yourself and won, if the walls have closed in on your current room and you've had the faith enough to go find the door, get in the hallway of life again and go walk down that son of a bitch trying to find the next door. Hey, when one door closes, another door opens, but sometimes it's hell in the hallway. Why wouldn't you be proud? If you're walking down the hallway, why the hell would you not be proud? If you're in your process, what the hell's the difference, right? Be confident, because 99% of people never get in their process because they operate in the mindset that it's process over product, process over product, process over product. Well, I'm going to be the only motivational speaker to tell you that it is not process over product. The process is the product. Showing up every single fucking day, getting better by only if 1% is the product. You are the product. There are no rewards. There are no goals. There are no destinations. There are just revolutions, improvements, the next step on the stairway of success, the next rung on the ladder to reach heights. And guess what? When you get on that ladder, when you start having confidence, when you start saying, yeah, I am that motherfucker, I am making this climb, no one's going to tell me anything different, people are going to start tossing rocks. People are going to, hey, get the fuck down. You don't know what you're doing. Hey, dumbass, come back down here. You don't know nothing. Come on. But guess what? It's just as easy to throw rocks at the top as it is to reach up and grab another rung on the ladder. So are you throwing rocks, and while everybody else is out there pursuing their passions, going hard, working to be 1% and get 1% better, you're just saying, oh yeah, look at Sally, look at Swirl, he said, oh look at Capp, oh look at these, that's so stupid, that's so dumb. Why would he even think he could do that? Oh my God. Or are you saying, you know what? That inspires me. Look at them go up that ladder. Damn. Oh, hey, here's my ladder over here. Shit, I better start climbing, right? A way to become confident is to become confident in others and surround yourself with the right people who are confident in themselves and who aren't ever going to tell you that you're cocky. I said it a little bit ago, but no one whose light is shining as bright as yours, whose energy is popping as much as yours, will ever tell you to turn yours down. So think about that when someone tells you you're cocky or you're bringing too much energy or you got way too much, you're just too much. Maybe I'm not. maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm doing just exactly what I need to be doing, and I'm bringing the exact energy that I need to be. Maybe you're the one that's not confident. Who's to say? Who's to know? What do you think about that?
I'm telling you, you're dropping heat right now, and that's the truth. A lot of people will project their unconfidence. How do you say, is it unconfidence? What's the word? Lack of confidence? Okay, so lack of confidence. There you go.
I like
I'm trying-
unconfidence.
Yeah, they lack
Fuck
it.
it. Hey, put it on a t-shirt. Fuck your unconfidence.
Fuck your own confidence. There it is. That's it, right? Truly. I mean, how else do you say it sometimes? But truth be told, people will be out there and they'll judge you because you do come off confident, because you have defeated your demons and they don't even know how to find them because they're everywhere. I'm telling you, that's the thing about it. That's when I say simplify your life and don't be spread too thin. Man, stop worrying about the price of tea in China. Literally, they're worried about every cause that's on TV, every sporting event, every single fantasy football game, point, all that stuff. And nowhere in there did it say, hey, am I doing the best I can for my work or my business? Am I doing the best I can for my relationships and what I have, especially my family? Am I doing the best I can for my personal health so that I could go ahead and live and prolong my life to the point where I can actually enjoy the spoils of the things I'm trying to accomplish? I mean, it's those 4 or 5 things that will keep people feeling good and accomplished. The people that don't, well, you see them. They sit like this, right? Or you go by and they're on their phones and they're like, right? You'll see it. You'll see them out there and they'll do everything they can to avoid eye contact. And they won't be nice to the person behind the counter. If anything, they'll just say their order and move on through the day. It's amazing to see people out there try to put on that happy face that, hey, I'm doing great. But you know what? They haven't conquered the things that are holding them back. Hell, they might be in a relationship they're cheating on right now, and that's just beating them up all over the place. You can't be confident when you're scared for your life. That's why, you know what I saw yesterday? And I saw T.I. and Boozy, and they were basically lecturing their kids because their kids are starting to become rap artists. And you know, these are 2 well-off kids. I mean, T.I. and Boozy both have good money, right? And so they're over there in front of their kids telling them, hey, why are you doing a video shoot with guns and drugs and all that in your video shoots? You guys come from so much more. But it's because they don't have confidence in what they're doing. They have to emulate other things. Like that's why Shaq isn't giving any of his money to his kids. Why? Because they have to stand on their own 2 feet. They have to come up in their own way. What Shaq did, if he hands them the $1 billion he's worth, they're not going to do anything but spend it. But if they understand what it takes to get to that $1 billion and they can feel proud of that, they're not going to project their insecurities on the world. They're just going to show their confidence by taking up space. And when I say taking up space, that's taking up space everywhere you are. I mean, making sure people feel your aura when you walk in the room. That's spatial, right? They should be able to see you from across the room. See you come in, you're beaming, you got that smile like, who's that person? Why does everybody know that person? Why does everybody walk over to them, right? And that's where people start to think, man, is it radiance? Is it electricity? What is it? It's confidence. It's confidence. It's somebody who's already gone to the mat, fought everything in the world, and now you have nothing over them anymore. So when they walk in that room, they are free of all those lead balloons that they were carrying around. Now their feet are light as a feather, and they're just flowing through the room, doing what they got to do, right? And you have to understand, in this world, people aren't going to give you anything. You have to give you everything. You have to be your own hero. You can't be looking towards anybody you're going to vote for, or hell, anybody that's in front of you. None of that stuff's going to help you. It's not going to give you confidence. Let's just say your guy or girl wins this year. Does that make you more confident? It's not going to help you in your situation if you're not taking care of those 4 or 5 things. It's not going to do anything for you, as a matter of fact. So you'll still keep projecting. You'll still keep acting unconfident, right? I don't know how we say that. There it is. And we're also going to see you with your shoulders hunched over, trying to take as little space as you possibly can. You might even talk kind of light because you don't really want to exert your energy on anybody. But I say get up, damn it. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Be proud. Why do you think when you win, people put their arms up like this, right?
Woo!
It's taking up space. Be a bear. Take it up.
Damn. On fire flame this morning. We're in the forge. Fueling you up. Hey, I got to pick out. Come on, dude. Holy shit. Shout out. Hit every damn button in the book. Look, I got to pull out 2 comments I saw here. One time for the one time. Let's see. Where was it at? Where was it at? Of course, now it's disappeared. Here it is. My guy Malka. Our guy Malka. Shout out. Our brother from the land down under. Eat the biggest frog first. The little ones will just run away. How true is that? That's why I say, hey, how do we start the day? Make your bed. First task first. You do one task. You feel a little accomplished, and every other task, no matter how big throughout the day, just feels a little bit easier. I'll be fully transparent. I didn't make my bed yesterday morning before we got on this show. And every time I turned my head, I saw an unmade bed right there. Every single time. And it was just a thought like, wow, wait a minute. How can I be doing this if I'm not doing that? How can I be checking about if I'm not checking all the boxes in my life, right? Do the first things first. Eat the biggest frogs first. And, a lot of people, they'll have them big frogs staring them right in the face, and they'll just keep pushing it to the next plate, the next plate, the next plate. And then they get to the end of the day and they realize they didn't eat the frog. And now they're, oh no, oh shit, this is going to be bad tomorrow. And then it just stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. And now, oh my gosh, like I talked about yesterday, everything in your life is negative. You don't even know positive anymore. And now everything is toxically positive. I just can't handle how terrible people are. They're just so toxically positive, always trying to be happy and confident. Ugh. I mean, come on. How do you want to live your life, right? And then the other one that I really liked was from our girl, Mrs. G. Lou. I put my heart and my soul into my work and have lost my mind in the process. Vincent van Gogh. I believe to become successful at anything, to attain whatever you're chasing after, you got to become obsessed. You got to lose your mind in the process. Conor McGregor said it. He said, I've become obsessed in this work. I have lost my mind. And I'd argue it's not the same Conor McGregor these days, but that's a whole other topic. But when he was coming up and he was champ and he was doing his thing and knocked out Eddie Alvarez, holy shit, that man was on fire.
Emotional damage.
Who's to say, who's to know? Sorry, Connor. Hope you're not watching this show right now. I really don't want to take a spinning back heel kick to the dome from you. But that all being said, the confidence he exuded rather, and he just said, I've lost my mind. I have become obsessed. Every single minute, every single moment, everything I do, those 5 things, it's all for that. Every single little thing. And now look where his life is. Look where his life is when he decided to lock down, have a little confidence, do his thing. Pretty badass. Who's to say, who's to know? But hot damn, I got me a page and a half of notes first segment of the show. Golly, man. That was some fire flame heat. I hope all you beautiful humming beings over there in the live chat feeling the same. I hope you're starting to wake up. I hope the energy's starting to percolate like that coffee in your cup this morning. But maybe not. Maybe you're not all the way there. Maybe you need a little more oomph. Maybe the confidence wasn't the message you needed to hear this morning. Maybe you need a few other messages. Maybe you need a little more perspective. Well, good thing we got more to this show, and we keep this proverbial showboat surfing the waves of change as we slip and slide into the second segment of the day. You know it. It's your reaction refinery, baby. Shout out once again to our Mr. Producer, DEEZYY. Wouldn't be able to do this show without you, my guy. Been absolutely crushing through the first segment today. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but it look pretty good out there. Shout out DEEZYY and helping us with the transitions and all the good stuff about to come your way. We got 4 clips for you today. Shorter ones, nothing crazy. They're not super long, but these ones I do believe are going to play real well and everything we've already been talking about. And I referenced one of them, and I think you guys will know which one it is once we get into it. But let's dive into the reaction refinery. The first clip on tap today, my friends, is entitled Life in a Box.
Taleb said, they're born, put in a box. They go home to live in a box. They study by ticking boxes. They go to what is called work in a box, where they sit in their cubicle box. They drive to the grocery store in a box to buy food in a box. And when they die, they are put in a box. The only life worth living is outside the box. How? Break the rules until you find your own way. Ask dumb questions until you fully understand. Work hard on your dreams. And remember, every time someone says you're crazy, it's confirmation that you're forging your own path.
Come on, he said they drive to the grocery store in a box to buy food in a box. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. And the only life worth living is outside of the box. How true is that, right? To be great is to be misunderstood. The more people that tell you, oh, you're crazy. Oh, I don't know, man. The more you know you're doing the right thing. The more people don't think you are, the more you should know you are, because it's a lonely road out there living outside of the box. It's that fork in the road, right? Where left everybody's going and they're playing with the rainbows and the puppy dogs and unicorns and the lilies, and it's all great. And then right is the valley of the shadow of death and the path of muck and mire. And I choose to go right every single time. I choose to live outside of the box. I choose to forge my own path and go where others haven't gone before. Huh? Diamond Hand fam? What do we know about that? Who's to say? Who's to know? I tell you what, Swirl One. This one right here got me. Living life outside of the box. Nassim Talib kicking us off. What do you think about that?
Bro, I've heard it in different ways, but that was good because that's exactly what happens. I was talking to somebody yesterday and they asked me when I was in their box.
Hey, and we're in boxes now.
Yeah, we're in boxes right now. I was in their box. It was way over in Omaha where they work and everything. And they were asking me, hey, where's next for you? Where are you going? And I was like, well, I'm going to be heading back to St. Louis. Then I've got to go here. And then next week I'm going this place and that place. And they said, man, how do you handle that? And I looked at them and I seriously said this. I was like, I don't know how you guys handle this. He's like, what do you mean? You guys show up and sit in this little box all day, this box right here all day long. I never have to do that. Even if I'm here 2 days in a row, I'm not staying in this box. I always move around. And I move not only from a box, but I also go to a tin can too. So there's a difference there. So I do live a little different life. But with that being said, so there's already outside the box. Check it out. Hi, see what I did there? But I'll say the best thing about it is I love going out to different places and trying new things. And people always ask, hey, I had somebody ask the other day, how are you enjoying traveling? Is that still good for you? I'm like, why wouldn't you travel? Why wouldn't you get out of your own box? Everybody in this world, you know why they get bored? Because of that video. Exactly that video. They go to work in a box. They work in their cubicle. They fit everything in their box of the day. They might even time block their day in boxes. And the next thing you know, they go home and they don't feel like they've accomplished anything because really all they were doing was ticking the boxes all the way home. Right. And they do it over and over and over again. It is not surprising why people get bored. It is not surprising why people have no drive. It is absolutely not surprising that people will go out and do stupid things to create drama and energy and things like that in their lives and end up in bad places because you know what? They don't have anything to do. They aren't giving themselves an opportunity to live outside. I always call it the 14 square foot radius. And I say that for a reason because I came from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that's a 14 square foot radius, square mile radius of a 14 square miles. And so most people don't even get out of that city ever. They live and die there. They don't ever go anywhere. Or if they go anywhere, they go to Vegas, right? Man, that's just not me. I had conversations last night about Africa to Tokyo, different cities inside, Canada and the States and places where a lot of, I've been and people I know have been. And it just makes it so much better when you can actually talk about those things and let people know that you aren't stuck in some kind of, you can't put me in a square anywhere, right? That's why hey, you're a square. Why do you think they say you're a square? Why do you think that's exactly what it is? You're living in a box. So when people look at me, they go, hey, I'll see you. Where are you going to be? Oh, I'll be around. If not, I'll be a square. So,
Regular old knee slapper, baby. Who's
hey, that was a good old grandpa joke right there. Come on, man. We got to pull out the bullshit too sometimes. It's fun. It's fun.
You're a square. Damn. Hey, that's shit right there. When you find out the secrets of life, why do you think they call people squares? Damn. Get out of your own box. They live right in that damn box. Get out of your own box. Get out of your own head. I think it played pretty well into what we were already talking about today. Who's to say, who's to know? Our second clip of the day, my friends. This one right here. This is the one I was talking about. This one right here is entitled Keep Working.
Don't hide the fact that I want more for my life. I want better for my life. I deserve it. I'm putting in the work every single day. I'm in the gym. I'm working on my business. I'm dodging temptation. I'm doing everything I possibly can in this moment to be the better version of Nick. So I want people around me that's trying to be the better version of themselves also, so we can help each other be the better version of ourselves. Because even though I love being alone, I truly understand the power of having a team and being grouped and having brothers and sisters on your sides. I truly know how powerful that is. But I'm not rushing it, because God's timing is always the best timing. Always the best timing. And don't ever forget that. Your environment is coming. My environment is coming. My friend group is coming. Your person is coming. Always believe that. Know that it's coming. But you got to prepare yourself for them. And you got to let go of a lot of them old ways. And stop worrying about who ain't next to you, who ain't supporting you, who ain't got you. We got to let it go. Because it ain't coming. It ain't coming. Simple.
Man, I'm telling you what, that slaps me so hard, because somebody said the other day, hey, I really gassed you up to this person. I was like, you didn't have to do that. He's like, no, you deserve it. You worked your ass off. You're always doing something. And you know what? What that guy just said is exactly right. You should be proud of yourself. You know, Grant Cardone, think of what you will of him or anybody else that's, famous or has money or whatever. A lot of these guys came from nothing and created quite a bit of a empire for themselves. And one of the best things that you can see is that they turn around and show it, and people go, oh, you're showing off. Oh, they're this or that. I'm going to tell you right now, those people earned every second of that they have, and they're allowed to show that as much as they want. They make Ferraris and Lamborghinis so you can buy them. I mean, that's it's the truth of it all. So if you aren't deserving of the things that you want, the blessings, the wife, the husband, the life, the work, whatever it is that you're trying to go for, then you're never going to get it. You have to work your ass off. You have to do your part every single day, whatever it is. You want to have a better physique, you better hit that gym every single day. I don't care how hard or strong or light or whatever you think you are, you got to hit that gym every single day. If you want to get better at anything, you got to start taking the knowledge of whatever that subject is and just digesting it as much as possible, because that's what's going to give you the opportunity to reap the rewards later of that knowledge and create something amazing. He talks about the fact that everything's coming in time, and it is. Buddy, let me tell you, I know I wasn't ready to get married when I proposed to a woman back in the day. I don't know what I was doing. I was just trying to, I think I was just trying to do the right thing, because my credit was bad. I didn't have a nest egg. What was I going to offer this person other than trials, tribulations, and struggle? That's not what I want for my life. That's not what I want for my future wife. What I want is I want to be able to pull that person into my life and say, look, I've got this all handled right here. You don't have to worry about any issues from me. I'm complete where I'm at. Hopefully you are as well. And we can come together as a complete unit and create something amazing. But with that, I don't want to have to worry about where my next check is coming from, where my next meal is coming from. Am I going to be able to provide for this person for the next 20 years, right? That's not what I want to worry about. I need all of that set up. And when that all happens, I know that time will come for me. And if it doesn't, that's God's right. That's the way he wanted it, right? But I'm telling you, until that time, I'm not standing around with my hands underneath here, just sitting here. No, you know what I'm doing? I'm staying busy every day. I'm creating action. I'm talking to people all over the place. I'm trying to do something. I even said it yesterday, something about the show. There's a lot of people out there that are stuck in the matrix and they still see all the green, the green that's going around, right? And a lot of these folks are out there just literally going through life, not thinking about how can I get out of this? How do I start looking at myself and putting some empowerment in myself? They're not even thinking that way. So the fact that we even have this show to try to give people opportunities to start opening their minds, the fact that people show up and start to take some of those is a really great thing for us. And I really love the fact that it makes us feel more confident, because as we help more people get more confidence and we help people feel like, hey, they deserve all of the rewards that they get from the hard work they're putting in, then they'll start doing more hard work, and they'll start doing more great things, and they'll start leveling and challenging themselves to do better things. And I promise you, just like that video, everybody around us will become the best version of themselves inherently by watching and doing what you and I are doing on a daily basis. And that's what how that hit me, man.
Said everything I had burning on the brain and more, baby. Literally, if that video does not make you go, oh my gosh, I'm a part of that. Oh my gosh, I'm watching that live in prime time right now. I'm watching two guys do that right now, and I get to be a part of that network. If you're an OG of the Diamond Hand Media Group, if you got your challenge going, if you're in the Gateway, you're a part of this. You're a part of this so much more. And, you know, I think Forge and Fuel is exactly what this world needs right now. Shout out our guy Malka. He posted it in the comments a couple of episodes ago. This is exactly what the world needs. There's not enough people out here talking about the solutions. There's plenty of people who want to get the timeline going and get the algorithm buzzing and complaining about this or that, or there's a lack of confidence or whatever. Why not teach people how to gain more confidence? Why not tell people I've had a lack of confidence in my life, and here's how I've gotten back to where I need to be, and here's how I am the confident individual again. You know, Swirl, you talked about I wasn't ready. Man, two you were resonating. I was resonating with what you were talking about where you weren't ready. And another area, you know, when I first got into podcasting, I thought I was ready and I wasn't. I thought I go back and I look at some of my old content and I go, well, no wonder nobody wanted to watch your dumb ass. Goodness gracious. I don't even want to watch you, you fucking weirdo. What the fuck? Right? But that has to happen. I had to take that leap of faith. I had to have that in my portfolio. So now that's why I didn't delete anything from the Door Show on this YouTube channel. I want the world to see the old version of Capp and how much I've worked to become this guy, to be able to stand 10 toes down and say, I've gone to war with myself and I've won and I'm not going back. And you can do the same fucking thing. And I thought I was ready at some point in time. Oh, look, hey, Capp's not mad. He's passionate, baby. I don't have to explain it anymore. Come out. I'm telling you what. I thought I was ready to be a husband, to be a man, to lead a woman. And I'll tell you what, I wasn't. And that relationship, I haven't been in a relationship in over 6 years because of how far away from myself that relationship had taken me. And it made me realize that I was finding my value in somebody else, instead of trying to find my value in me and standing 10 toes down and saying, this is who I am. This is what I believe. And this is what I will accept. I mean, how many young men, it doesn't even have to be young men. How many men have a piece of paper with the 10 things that they will accept in a woman and won't accept in women? I do. I know what my ideal wife looks like because I know what the ideal husband looks like. I've been working hard. Swirl talked about it. I don't want to have to struggle financially and put somebody in a harder situation and just have nothing but fights. Most fights in relationships are financial. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of wild. And if you get the financial shit straight, it seems like all the other problems just start to fall away and you can work on a beautiful life. Baby. How simple is that shit, right? And one other thing. God's timing. God's timing, man. I thought I was supposed to pop with Talking the Line and the Wise Words podcast and Cup of Joe on campus. Some of you people watching right now don't even know what I'm talking about. And then I thought the Door Show was supposed to pop. And then I thought Ether Brews, Buku. I thought that was my calling. And then, oh shit, Diamond Hand Radio. Let's make this Diamond Hand Media Group. And oh, hey, 4 guys. Hey, you got this third brunch. Let's all get on a show together and I'll make all the content. We'll get together. We'll talk. And then, oh shit, you guys quit. You guys realize how hard it is to do this shit. You realize how hard it is to be an entrepreneur. So you know what? I'll pack it in. Here you go, Capp. So there I stand at the cliff's edge and I say, son of a bitch. God, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to still be a leader? Do you want me to be a change? Do you want me to enact growth and inspiration in people's lives? Then here I am. Send me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know which direction is up anymore, but I know you do. Here I am. Send me. And ever since that moment, things have just started to click. Things have started to get better. We weren't ready for the J&J weekend getaway. And then we made it happen. Second annual, made it happen. third annual. We're already thinking of ideas and things that we can do, right? It's all in perfect timing. And yeah, maybe we should have been on YouTube sooner. I think a lot of people are starting to realize, damn, Capp Swirl probably should have done this a little sooner. This is great. But it was all in God's timing, right? It was all when it needed to happen. We got here when we needed to get here. And we talked about it a little bit yesterday. We're both massive fans of the DDE guys. Shout out Damon. Shout out all the crew over there, man. You know, they did the same thing we're doing. You know, it's just pounding the stone. It's just winning in the dark. It's just having confidence in yourself, in those around you, and in your network that they're going to keep lifting you up. They're not only going to hold, they're going to hold you up no matter what. That video is literally what we're doing here each and every day. Woo! Baby. Woo! Shout out Swirl One. Shout out D's, man. This is such an honor and a pleasure and a privilege to be able to do this shit every single day. We're halfway through the second segment of the day. Hey, okay. I like, kind of felt like a little bit of a porn intro there. I'm not going to lie to you, but hey, it is what it is. No big deal.
No diddy. No diddy.
No diddy. No diddy. Who's to say? Who's to know? But my friends, that's our perspective on the second clip of the day. Let's dive into the third clip of the day by our great friend, Luke Belmar, friend of the program. Hopefully one day we'll get Luke on this show. I got a feeling it passed by cross. Who's to say, who's to know? I've been an admirer of Luke's work for a while now, and I think he's got some great perspective here for us in the video entitled, Know Thyself.
A lot of people are afraid of being alone because they think that being alone means that you're lonely. I was walking down the streets here in London and there was a homeless man. It said, hungry and lonely. And I'm like, you know, sometimes I slept in my car, but I never felt lonely. I was with myself because I developed a relationship with myself. So solitude is extremely important because most people don't create the time, the space in order to converse with themselves, in order to think, in order to get to know who they are. Know thyself. Why? Because if you know yourself, you know your tendencies, you know your habits, you know your behaviors, you know what you're good at, you're bad at, what's your weakness, what's your strength. You can develop a strategy, a plan to build yourself up. If you don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up in limbo. Solitude is key because it creates the silence and the space in order for you to grow. And in the darkness, putting in the work, in the quiet hours, that's where winning is made.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah, Luke. We don't know nothing about winning in the dark. I swear.
God, no, we don't. Of course not.
Who's to say? Who's to know? Who's to say? Who's to know? I think that was some great perspective of just know thyself. And a lot of people aren't comfortable just being by themselves. You know, I thrive in solitude. You know, hey, you know, maybe sometimes we take a couple of fun guys, a few chocolates, who's to say, who's to know, and we enjoy the solitude and we learn about ourselves and write a few notes and figure out, oh shit, how we living? You know, you want to really know how you're living. You really want to tear down those egos, pop a couple of chocolates and hang out by yourself on a Saturday night. Everything will come into full 2020 vision. And you say, oh shit, I am messing up. Oh boy, I probably should do this a little bit better. Know yourself. That's why me and Swirl are able to be so confident. We know ourselves. We know who we are, whose we are, our calling, our purpose, our passion. And if you know that, what else do you need to know?
Bro, I'm going to tell you. So it's interesting when he says, hey, just because people are alone means they're lonely. It's not the case at all. I'll tell you, I have never been happier. And I'm always by myself. I'm always by myself. And I said it all the time. And I said it the other day. You should have somebody in each one of your cities you go to call. If you have cities you go to, right? You should have people outside of your regular networking program. That way you can learn some things out there. And we talked about knowing yourself. You know, it's the how we doing? How we doing? How do you know yourself if you don't ask yourself questions? How do you know yourself if you won't take that second to realize I might be a little off today? What did it? And then get to the root of that and fix it, right? Find out, hey, it's because I drank too much last night, or hey, I didn't go to bed early enough last night, or hey, I overexerted myself yesterday, or whatever it might be. You have to ask yourself how you're doing. And people always talk about, hey, you know, the people that go and eat in restaurants alone, you know, who hurt you, right? Hey, that's tough. Let me tell you, I eat in restaurants alone all the time, every day, damn near, because I'm always on the road doing my own thing. I walk into a place and I sit there, and the next thing, yeah, exactly. The next thing you know, I'm walking in and I'm the only one in the place sitting at the bar by myself. And I learn so much from the people around me while I'm doing that. And I don't ever feel bad about, oh, I'm by myself, or, oh, I want to be like that over there. Because you know what? I don't have the means to have that. And I don't want superficial anything from me. I really don't. And the best thing you can do for yourself is really understand, like Cap says, what's the weaknesses? What are your trigger points that make you upset? Overcome those things so that way you don't get the world out there telling you how to act and how to react. It's definitely up to you to understand that you have to handle your emotions. And if you are 100% in the know about yourself, you'll never be lonely. You'll always have your creator there to talk to. You're always good with that. And if you have any good network out there, when you really do feel like you need to talk to somebody, it's not hard to call. Hey, Motion, you want to go have some tacos real quick? Hey, Cap, what's up, man? I'm on my way to go get this right here. Wanted to say hello, right? It's not hard to reach out to people and do so. So that's up to you to do, though. You got to understand, not everybody's going to know you're lonely when you're lonely. You've got to reach out and create those connections.
Why am I off? You know, a lot of people will feel like they're in that funk, in that weirdness of life, and let me go pick up another piece of chocolate. Let me go get some McDonald's. You know, let me go eat a fudge sundae. That'll make me feel better. Yeah, for 5 seconds, until it adds to the bullshit about 30 minutes later, an hour later. You know, what choices are you making? Can you look yourself in the mirror and say, why am I off? What the hell? You saw that comment down there right there. Can you look yourself in the eyes, right in the eyes, in the mirror? If you can't go to your bathroom, I'm pointing to mine right now, and look in the mirror, I'm looking myself in the mirror right now. If you can't stand there for 5 minutes, shit, I'll make it even easier. 2.5 minutes, and look yourself in the eye and know thyself. You got some work to do, brother.
Hey, you know, on that point, and not to jump in front of you here, but I got to tell you, because you talked about taking the fun guys, right? And one of the biggest rules I remember growing up, and everybody, whenever they talk, hey, make sure you take it with a cool friend, somebody that's cool, this, that, or whatever, right? Because that way you have a great time, right? And if anything happens, they can help you or whatever. And the fact that I will just eat a chocolate on any given day by myself right now, don't care, because you know what? I'm amongst the best company I could possibly find.
100%, man. 100%, man. Shit.
I don't feel lonely, bro.
I don't either.
I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, hey, I know that guy. Same idiot he always is, but you know what? He's getting better.
Barely wipe the word dipshit off his forehead every single morning. Who's to say, who's to know, huh?
You
heard me?
Stop taking yourself so damn serious. We're not making it out alive, man. Just have some fun and learn something along the way. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, man. 150%. And I'm not afraid to do that by myself either. And I used to be. Oh, I got to make sure I have a good friend. I got to make sure I got somebody around who's going to, man, I love being by myself now. And that is also because of something else you said, because I get to spend time with the creator. I get to just have a conversation. I'm telling you guys, I speak with him and I hear him as clear as you can hear me and Swirl right now. I promise you, you just have to work for it. It's out there. There is an all-loving, all-knowing, all-present being that just wants you to say, hey, you ain't got to get on your knees and thee, thou, ye, yea, thou sitteth, thee, they, all your way to kingdom come. Speak like you do. He made you. He knows you. He knows every hair on your head. So speak to him like it. And maybe you just might be a little more comfortable with who he's made you to be. Who's to say, who's to know? Bam. We got one more clip here on the second segment of the day. Your reaction refinery, baby. This time, we're going to say hello to a friend of ours from a company that is also a friend of ours, the legendary First Form by the one and only Andy Frisella. No, we're not saying hi to Andy this morning. We're going to say hi to Bishoy Kella, one of the many amazing individuals that is part of the First Form team. Hit it, D's.
All these people who try to get in shape for a specific event. And then once that event comes and goes, it's done, man. Like you hit your goal. You did it. So what you got to be training for is life. Man. You got to be training for life. It has nothing to do with the finish line, nothing to do with the goal. People say that all the time, that it's kind of lost its like merit. The epiphany moment for me was the first time I ran a marathon. I didn't really train for it, but all I knew was I was running 10 kilometers a day at that point. So I was like, let's just give this a shot. I ran that marathon. My goal was to beat 4 hours. I did it in 4 hours and 9 minutes, but that absolutely broke me. Like I tried to hit the 4 hours. There was nothing left in me. It got me to the breaking point. The next year came, it was 2023 now. And I was like, I got to do this again, man. We have unfinished business. I'm going to do a marathon again. We're going to do it properly this time. I ended up finishing the marathon in 3 hours and 33 minutes. And you know what I felt at the end of that? Nothing. I didn't feel accomplished. I felt more accomplished when I hit that marathon at 4 hours and 9 minutes. And that made me realize, man, it has nothing to do with the goal. It has nothing to do with beating my time. It had all to do with that level of struggle, that going in that dark place, that pain cave where you really want to quit, when all you want to do is give up. The pain's starting to overwhelm you. It has nothing to do with beating a goal, reaching a goal. It has all to do with the struggle along the journey.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I hit the fire flame heat this morning or what? Huh? Come on, man. Come on.
You know how many times I tried to get in shape for something? Like a girl, an event, a rally. And don't get me wrong, I got it. I got in shape. I did. I was stacked, ready to roll. Did the outcome come the way I wanted? No. Did it make a difference in the outcome of what was happening? No. Did I stay in that same shape? Absolutely not. Once I got to that and the event came and went, so did the inspiration, so did the motivation, so did all of the hard work. And the next thing you know, I'm left right back where I was, if not worse off than I was before. That's one thing that I'll always remember. So every time I think about, hey, I'm going to get in shape for this or that, I always say, whoa, stop, time out. If you're doing it for someone else, that's a problem. You got to do it for yourself. And that's why I'm in the shape that I am today. I'm feeling so much better about it because I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm not doing it for a finite time. I'm not doing it so I can get to, I don't know, Thanksgiving feeling better. Like there's no end point. This is the process, right? So, but the other part of that, the struggle, people don't understand that without struggle, there is no reward. There is no victory. I said it last night to somebody because they talked about somebody that I hired a while back, and I might have told you guys about this person back in Java and Jams. Probably the worst hire I've ever had. We all make mistakes and things, you still try to fix it. You try to make it better, but it was the worst thing that's ever, that I've ever hired. And it became such a problem that I lost business over it. I lost a lot of things over it. It set me back quite a bit. But I said it last night as I was talking to somebody about it. I said, hey, here's the thing. I would absolutely do that again, knowing that it was going to be the same outcome, because through that outcome, I tripped on my dick a couple of times during that, but I learned so much. I learned what to look for, what not to do, how to recognize certain things that happen out there. And I prepared myself to understand that through this struggle, through that failure, can I become a better person and recognize the points of failure? That way they don't happen in the future. That way, when things start to go in that direction, I start to see the signs before that comes. And that challenge of that bad experience is what creates a win and helps me be more confident in every situation as I move forward. Now, I can literally say I've been there and done that. And that's why it's such an important thing to go through those struggles and to have that perseverance. And you know what? To miss your goal. It's okay to miss your goal. Just learn something from
it. Struggle is good. Pain and pressure are good. Most people are going to tell you pressure's bad. Pressure's bad for your blood pressure, and it's going to make your heart stop, and it'll make your life shorter. Maybe not. Because what are these things formed under? Pressure. Diamonds are formed under pressure. The greatest warriors are formed in battles. They don't get better by playing with wooden swords in the pits, perfecting their technique. They get better going and standing on the battlefield of life, taking the flaming arrows. When you look out on the horizon and all the enemy starts lighting up their flaming arrows, and one at a time, boom, 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 and you just see all these flaming arrows coming your way. What do? Do you stand? Oh, shit, here they come. Here they come again. Life is so hard. Oh, shit. Or do you stand tall and say, come on with it? Oh, shit. Ah, there's one. Pow. Crack that thing over your knee. Bam, there's another one. Boom, smash the next one. Bam, boom. And then sometimes, oh, shit. Oh, that would hurt. Good thing I got my chest plate on. Good thing I showed up to Forge and Fuel, got me a little inspiration, got me a little motivation. Oh, shit, they talked about that exact moment that I was going to be here. They said this was going to happen. Holy shit, what did they say? Oh, that's what they said. Oh, I remember Deezy saying that. Oh, I remember Swirl saying that. Oh, I remember Live Dog and Chris and Mama Capp. The power of the network. I know the value. To go back a couple of clips ago, I know the value. It's played directly into my life. It's made me a better man, a better son, a better significant other, a better leader, a better businessman. This improves me every single day because I think about everybody that's a part of what we're doing, and who would I be if I didn't live up to the standard I know that I'm telling everybody else to live up to? How would I be able to get people to be a part of what we're trying to push here if I wasn't setting the precedent myself, if I wasn't going to the gym? You know, I'm so glad that we got the opportunity to go to First Form for the second annual J&J Weekend Getaway, go to the HQ. It changed my life. It got me back in the gym again. It got me fired up again. It got me willing to go the extra mile, to do the things that I knew I needed to do, but I kept putting off and I just wasn't willing to do. And I tell you what, it has played into so many other areas and aspects and avenues of my life. And man, you think about the event. A lot of people get excited for events, right? Maybe it's not working on your physical fitness, but you know, the 3 months, 4 months, whatever, leading up to event, 30, 60, 90 days. And all you're doing is thinking about the event, what you're going to do. And you get so excited, and next thing you know, the event comes and it's gone, right? Were you in the present moment? Were you enjoying every single bit, or were you just excited for the event? The event's coming, telling everybody possible. And then when the event came, you weren't present. You were just spinning in your mind. The event was here and gone faster than you ever even thought about it. Who's to say? Who's to know? Just a little additional perspective here on that Forge and Fuel show. Woo! Come on, Swirl One. This morning, man. Holy shit.
I'm fired up. Hey, I gotta tell you, that last one was a good one. I love the fact that we kind of resonate on that same thing, and we got to have a struggle in life. We got to have, none of this was easy. And as a matter of fact, if we wouldn't have had struggles with the GAC space, with the regular spaces, we wouldn't be here, right? So that's what made this pivot. Is we started seeing challenges, we started seeing struggles, we didn't see any growth. And I think that changes your mindset, and it says, hey, you know, what I'm doing isn't working, I've got to figure it out. And you start to learn some things. And there's a lot of people out there in this world that they don't even go back and look at the game film to see if they failed or if they're doing something wrong or how they could do it differently. And that's what blows my mind, is people will just accept what the situation is. They'll accept the failures. They'll accept the fact that they got these challenges and say, hey, I just can't catch a break. Hey, it's just going to be another day like this. Man, I got a case of the Mondays. All of that kind of stuff is going to keep coming out because you know what? They don't see a way out. They don't provide themselves a way out. And the next thing you know, they end up in that box forever, or at the end of their life, trapped in that box.
Get out of the box. Get out of the box, my friends. Holy shit. We are on one. We are on one today, Swirl One. I'm feeling the vibes. I'm feeling great. I'm ready to keep the proverbial show train steaming on down the tracks. Dive into the comment section. I see a good question in there. We might have some other ones. Who's to say? Who's to know? Final segment of the day, my friends. Your answers from the Anvil. That's right, my friends. We are steaming along today. We are already 22 minutes after the top of the hour. So let's dive into the final segment of the day, my friends. Your answers from the Anvil. If you don't know, you won't know. This is where we take an opportunity to dive into that comment section over there, pull up a couple of questions or hot quotes or comments that have come out throughout the duration of the show and answer those questions or give our additional perspective on them. So we will kick it over to our guy, DEEZYY, in the background. Pop it up there, Deez. Ooh, what you got from the one and only Kim Jones, Mama Capp? What's been your biggest battle you've overcome? I read this a second ago and I was thinking about it. I would say mine was very recently. When I graduated Illinois State University, I thought I had the world by the balls. I thought, oh, baby, I've done it. I got my 4-year degree. I got me a job. I got the girl. I got the friends. Oh, baby, I figured it out. I got this life figured out right here one time. And then I got into my first corporate job. Shout out Aerotech. And I wasn't in that job for 3 months. I was fired from my first job ever. I've been working since I was 13 years old. I started detasseling corn, walking beans. Then I was a lifeguard. Then I worked at Subway, then Kroger, then a millwright, then a painter. I did so much shit, and I've never been fired. I was fired from my first corporate job ever, and I remember driving home and calling Mama Capp and just breaking down, thinking I was the biggest failure in the world, thinking that I had I had lost my chance. I had done everything I could to have the best life possible. And man, I'd figured it out. And boom, now I didn't have a job. I've been walked out before it was even noon on a Tuesday. It was done, a wrap. And then all of a sudden I started having issues and problems with, my relationship and where that was going at the point in time. And I thought that, shit, what do I do here? This isn't, you know what? Okay, I'll marry her. I'll marry the girl. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll propose to her and everything will get better and we'll get married. Well, thank God that didn't happen, because I probably would be in a much worse place than I am right now. And something happened that led to that relationship ending. It showed me how to be a man. It showed me how to stand tall. But when that relationship ended, I quickly started to lose myself. I realized I had found my value in that person. I realized that I'd found my value in the friend group, because as that relationship ended, my lease was also ending. And my roommate was moving back in with his parents. He realized how hard this thing called life was. He wasn't 500 miles away from home. He was only about 10. So he moved back in and I had to figure this shit out. And I got my own place. Didn't know how I was going to pay for it. Didn't even know if I could survive. And every single day I started to pay the bills. I started to show up and got a little bit easier. But I was in a job I didn't like. I was surrounded by people I didn't like. I was struggling. I was drinking almost every day. Friday, I was knocking back a bottle of Proper 12 to myself. Shout out Connor again. I don't drink like that anymore. I was struggling. I look in the mirror today and I realize how far away I'd gotten from myself. I was in such a dark, weird place. I mean, you can go back and look at pictures of me and I don't even look like the same guy, and I found myself out in Las Vegas back in 2022 in a hotel room, 44102 at Harrah's. And I was sitting there staring and I thought, what the fuck am I doing? I've come all the way out here. Yet again, I'm surrounded by the wrong fucking people. Yet again, the people around me don't give a shit about me. Yet again, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with life. Good job, Colt. Good job, dipshit. Great. Awesome. Now what? And in that moment, I got a call from a guy who shares this stage with me today. He forced my hand over and over again. Hey, motherfucker, what you doing? Nothing, man. I'm getting ready to leave. He was smart enough. He heard it in my voice. He knew where I was at, what I was feeling. He said, where you staying? I told him. I don't know how the fuck he got from the Cosmo to the Harrah's in under 0.5 seconds. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my days. But he is a power walker. Next thing I know, I said, wait a minute, what the fuck? I look out my peephole. I see this guy with his hat cocked like this and a bottle of Clase in his hand. I said, wait a minute, what the fuck? Open the door. We had a conversation that changed my life forever. And it made me start seeing things in a different life and realize who I was with, where I was at, what I was doing, everything in between. And, it wasn't until we hit first form that I realized that I was still missing the mark. I realized as a leader, I wasn't checking every mental, physical, and financial box that I needed to be. So why would I be surprised that DHMG wasn't growing in the ways that I knew it needed to, because I wasn't the leader I needed to be? I had to go look myself in that mirror time and time and time again. Say, what do we got to improve? Where are you missing the mark? Where do you got to get better? And that's been the biggest battle that I've fought. I thought I had life figured out. I thought I had it by the balls, and it smashed me over the fucking head, put me in the dirt, and I said, you know what? Fall 7 times, stand up 8. I don't want to stay in this dirt. You know what? I'm going to try it again. And to take it back all the way to Monday, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to pack in the bags. No matter what, I'm going to keep pushing forward. Because all I've heard from those who have made it in this life is that if you just don't quit, it always happens. And I'm starting to feel that in my life right now. But it's been a long battle. It's been about 4 years of some scary shit, some crazy conversations, going to war with myself and winning. But I'm grateful to say I've won. And here I am, helping other people do the same. What do you think, Swirl One?
I love it, man. It's great to hear, I was a little part of that. That's for sure. I remember that day. I tell you that, I think back to probably one of the things that I'm pretty proud of in my life, and the biggest battle that I've ever had to overcome was myself. And really it was myself. And we talked about it earlier, putting my faith and my happiness in other people. And there was a person that I had in my life that I thought I kept trying to save her. I'm not gonna lie. And she don't want to be saved, right? Don't save her. They don't want to be saved. They just don't
save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
You
don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
So I changed my whole life and left everything behind to go to a new city to start a new life. And it truly meant it. I really knew I was going to move forward, regardless of what was happening. This was my new life. I wasn't going to change it. I'm moving from one part of the country to completely another side of the country where I knew nobody. But the one thing I knew is I'm going to bring this girl with me, and I'm put all my eggs in that basket. So at least I'll have her when I'm there, and that lasted all of 6 months. And in that 6 months, I went into a severe depression after that. I mean, as bad as it could get. I ballooned up to 222 pounds. I was drinking all the time. Wasn't doing my job. I wasn't doing anything for myself. I was sitting around the house, like you said, just wasting away, drinking, using the vices of life to try to get through the days. And it was during that time where I had given up DJing, had stopped doing certain things. And I realized, man, if I continue to be like this and I continue to go down this path, I guarantee all that's going to happen is going to be my complete destruction. I already know. I've come all the way out here, and I've been able to change my life and put myself in a position where I have all the opportunity in the world and I'm not taking advantage of it. So I started changing my life immediately, started working out. I started looking away from women to try to keep my happiness. I started looking at myself and all the things, like I said a little while ago, all the demons that I brought along. Yeah, I might have left that city, but I brought all the problems with me, right? And people say that all the time, no matter where you go, there you are, and so are your problems. So I had to rid myself of all of that. I still hadn't figured out the credit thing. I fixed it, got it back, and ended up going bad again. All this stuff it just had come down in every way, shape, or form. And my biggest win is really just pulling myself out of that, realizing that I was able to fix not only my weight problem, my mental health issue. I was able to fix my finances, and I started creating wins for myself. And when I did that, I started, like I said, 10 feet tall, 6 foot strides. And I took a couple shots and bam, here I am now. And that was the thing that really told myself that no matter where I go in life, there I am. I have the power to make my own future. I have the power to create my name wherever I'm at. And as long as I stand on my business and the things that I do very well, I will always be valuable no matter where I go. And it doesn't matter who's with me, who's not with me. And it doesn't matter who's going to come along the way. They may or may not stay, but I'm going to go ahead and be the best I can be in those situations. And if those people decide to stay around, like the Capps, when I went and said hi to him, he didn't have to keep, taking my call. But if he decides to stay along, at least I'm trying to add some value to that person. Just like Motion, I'm trying to add value there any way I can. They add value to my lives, or I wouldn't even hang out with them. So that's what I look at. That's been my biggest accomplishment or challenge or things I've had to get through. So that's it.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out Mama Bear. Appreciate the question. Yeah, that's some good perspective right there. Deez, what else we got in there? I don't see any other questions. We got any good comments? It's up to you to be happy with your life, says Jeff Oglesby. If something happened to you today, could you look back on your life and say, I'm proud of what I have accomplished?
Bro, are you kidding me? I've killed this life. I have absolutely crushed this. I've done more than anybody in my entire life. My whole bloodline hasn't traveled as long as I have, as far as I have. Hell, my bloodline didn't even make it out of the country once they got to the country. They never left again. Are you kidding me? I'm not done being proud of myself. I've got more to accomplish. I got more to give. I am so pumped about where I am because I should be. And if you know about me, I lived in a car. I lived on the streets. I screwed myself up. I went to jail. I got hooked on drugs. I did all the stupid shit that everybody said that you shouldn't do. And here I am, healthy, confident, exciting. See the vibrance in my eyes. See, I'm fired up for today. I'm so ready for the electricity that I cannot stop. I am going to continue to be proud of myself. I'm going to continue to put bricks in front of myself so I can lay a foundation of where I'm trying to go and start to make that path nice and padded. So as I'm walking there, I know where my trail is.
150%, man. And yes, I would be just fine because I know where I'm going. I know I'm in my purpose. I know I'm in my passion. And I know I'm doing what he wants me to do. I ain't even close to where I want to be. I ain't achieved half the things you've achieved, Swirl One, but I'm well on my way. And I'm just going to keep following. I'm just going to keep listening. I'm just going to keep applying the things that I know work. And sometimes maybe I'll apply something that I think is going to work and it doesn't work. It's just, that's okay. That's part of the game. But I'm happy because I'm in my purpose. I'm in my passion. I love it. I love it, man. What else we got over there, Deez?
Hold on real quick before you go to that. My dad said one time, he told me, you know, Beach, I'm really proud of you. You do a lot of great things. You're doing better than I am. And I look around at what he's done. I'm like, how am I doing better than you? Buddy, you got a 60-acre mountain over here. You have no worries. You're liquid cash. You have no debt, all these different things. I'm like, how am I doing? He goes, no, you don't understand. I wasn't doing what you were doing at your age. He goes, this all happened later. You are on the right path. And that's the kind of thing that, and I don't need my dad's validation. If you guys know, that's not my actual real dad. It's not my biological. He's my father. He's the one that brought me up. He's the only reason why I am who I am today. But I'll say that man is the only person that's ever said, hey, you know what? You're doing better than I am at your age. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to say that I've at least done well enough to where that father figure of mine can say, hey, you know what? I don't worry about what's going to happen with you in your life because I know you're going to go through it in the best you possibly can. Nothing's ever going to get you down and you're going to keep fighting. And I think at the end of the day, as we're raising our friends, our kids, the people underneath us, I think that's what we've got to give them is those kind of tools. We've got to let them know that we're proud of them. We're giving them the tools that they can go through the day and create wins for themselves all day long. The last thing I need is worrying about the person I hired being out there on their own, not being able to handle themselves. Last thing I need is my daughter out there on her own, not being able to handle herself. The last thing I need is one of my best friends out there not knowing how to handle themselves and not being, not getting the support from somebody like me or others that like me. And I think that's important that we are out there for those kind of people and we're offering those solutions and those tools so people can make a better life on a daily basis.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Hey, episode 575 is going to go down in the books as one of the better ones we've done ever. I don't know, man. This one right here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Elvis has left the building. I quit drinking. I'm hitting the gym. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it because of you. Put that on a shirt, baby.
Let's go.
Come on, Angel SD.
So I'm going to tell you something about Angel real quick. So I've kind of seen this about Angel. So one day he was all in. I'm doing 50 push-ups, and you could tell it was kind of a little bit of work for him, right? And he was like, he's proud. He put it on the timeline. I saw him. He tagged me. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's my guy. Do you think I got another tag after that? Nah, I didn't get any more tags after that. So that was like a one-day fleeting thing. He's like, I'm going to get in shape. Let me get somebody to push up. All right, look at me, guys. I did it. And then, like, guess what? Never saw a tag after that. But you know what I started doing? Tagging him and everyone of mine after that. Guess what? Every time I do a workout, guess what, Angel? You're getting tagged. I don't care if you're not paying attention to it. I don't care if you're not doing it. You're going to find out that I'm doing it. And if I'm doing it, you're going to feel like, shit, I probably should have hit the gym today. Man, maybe I should do my 50 push-ups today. Maybe those kind of things. And you know what? Hopefully I had a little bit of something to do with that, because I think about that guy every time I tag him. I'm like, when's he going to tag me in his next workout? Right. And again, yesterday, and I would suck at 75 hard. Let me just tell you that, because I don't post mine online. I worked my ass off yesterday, and I meant to post it out when I was at the airport for everybody. Hey, and tag everybody. And I never did. Right. I was so busy. Even when I talked to you at 6:30, you saw what happened my day. I woke up this morning. I was like, I didn't put my workout on the timeline. And you know what I said? That doesn't mean I didn't work out. Doesn't matter. Long as I did it. I know I did it. I can feel it, right? I know I did it. And guess what's going to happen today? The same exact thing. And it's just like I told you yesterday, Cap. You got to get those things done that you say you're going to do. When I told you I was going to get home at 6:30 or 5:30 was the first thing I was going to do. I asked you yesterday. It was make that damn protein shake. Make that protein shake. And let me tell you, I upheld that shit. And I slammed that thing, and it was amazing. So I'm just telling you, when you tell yourself you're going to do something, it's worse letting yourself down than it is anybody else, because if you lie to yourself, you can't hold yourself up to any standard you do. So shout out to Angel for doing it for himself, even if it's something we did and told him.
Damn straight, man. And I tell you what, there's some days that I don't get my post out there too. And I'm like, shit, I didn't get, I gotta get people inspired. I gotta get them motivated. But that doesn't mean I didn't get in there. I didn't get it done. Right. And, I post those videos out. I do the point. I do what I do to, hey, you can have fun at the gym. You can smile. You can be cool. It doesn't have to be a struggle, right? Even when you load up the damn seated plate row with 180 pounds, you can still be having fun, right? And again, you don't need to do that. I'm 28 years old. I am at the peak and prime of my testosterone levels and everything in between. This is easy for me right now. It is what it is. You don't have to do that shit. You just have to get a little active. Go move a little bit. Go get on the Stairmaster. Get your gym. Go get the Stairmaster. Bam. Bike tomorrow. Right? Oh, shit. Wait, I'm in here, man. You know what? Maybe I'll go hit that pec deck over there. You hit the pec deck today. You know what? I kind of like that. Maybe I'll hit pec deck and a little incline bench tomorrow. You don't have to have chest, back, buys, tries, shoulders. You don't have legs. Just do a little something. Just get yourself a little better. And we're going to be here firing you up. We're going to be here posting it. We're going to be here talking about it. You're going to see us continue to grow. I mean, hello, one day at a time. So how can you not get inspired? How can you not want to go do the exact same thing? Who's to say? Who's to know? What else we got, D's? We got anything good? JK big time. To all those out there pursuing your dreams, keep going. Make the cuts. Get your life's rep in. Confidence grows with practice.
Boy, does it. Boy, does
I like that.
What did somebody say the other day? I fear the man that practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Not the man who practiced 10,000 kicks one time.
Yes.
Who's to say? Who's to know? What else we got in there, D's? Anything good? Oh, we said this earlier, but any of those that you guys didn't see, I put my heart and my soul into my work and have lost my mind in the process. Vincent Van Gogh. You want a little perspective on that one? Got to go back a little earlier on in the show. Surrender to the outcome, says Chris Aswomana.
It's going to be what it's going to be, baby. Make sure you put your best foot forward so it's the best it can be.
Bingo, bango. What else we got, these? Attitude in all capitals. When I walk into a place, I do so as if I own the place. We just haven't signed the deed.
I like that. Hey, walk in as if you own the place. You just haven't signed the deed. That's a good one right there. I love that. Come on.
That one gives me
Let me tell you something. Why do you think Capp calls me the president of St. Louis? Because I walk in like I own the place. Literally. I walk in, I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, high five. Hey, great to see you. What's up, man? Yeah, all love. Hey, where's Tony at? He's over here. Hey, who's working today? Next thing they're like, man, this guy knows everybody. You watch me walk into Prosino and don't think I don't own that place. I'm just going to tell you right now, all right? Watch me walk into Napoli and don't think I don't own that place. They know exactly where I want to sit. They know exactly where to put my car, and the owner comes and hangs out with us. I'm just telling you, you have to act like you own the place, because you know what? People want that out of people. They want to see that people are in charge of their space. They want people to be excited about where they are and what they're doing and the things they're up to. That right there can separate literally a friend and an acquaintance in a heartbeat, because they'll look at you like, man, I need to know more about this person. They look like they just know everybody in here. Why does everybody know this person? There's got to be something cool about them. I need to learn more. Let me get involved. Let me network a little bit more and find out what's under the surface.
Well, we're millionaires. They just haven't paid us yet. Who's to say? Who's to know? Little Pac-Man going on in the background there too. I couldn't help but notice. Who's to say? Who's to know? Little Pac-Man action going on. If you guys paying attention. Oh yeah. He's eating them.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
getting heavy over there. Watch
Oh yeah.
out.
Hey, we're
Watch out.
eating up that opportunity right now, bro. Right there. Waka waka waka.
Waka 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 waka. Who's to say? Who's to know? Who's to say? Who's to know? Deez, we got anything good? Anything else to note? Warrior Mindset. Great book if you've never read, says our friends over at Radio Free Hub City. Shout out to our guy, Mr. Ken Buckler, and our girl, Miss Bibi, Chris Aswomata. Once again, everything is unrealistic until it's not. You must believe in everything you are doing before anyone else can. Shout out our guy, Russ. Man, wouldn't it be great to have Russ on the show? Woo-hoo! Who's to say? Who's to know? Hit that like button. Let's send this to the firmament. Oh, shit, Jared.
I love it.
Somebody's paying attention. Oh, shout out, Jared. I appreciate
that's
you,
hilarious.
man.
It's
That's
just like
great.
yesterday, the water is flat. Hey, I love that part of this show. That's one thing. Oh, another book I was going to tell you too, and I've told you about it before. But if you haven't read Presence by Amy Cuddy, take a look at it. Take a look at that. It talks about what I talked about, the victory when you win, and it talks about in just a little snippet. If your body posture is not important, then why do people who are blind still lift their arms like this when they win a race?
Ooh.
You can figure it out when you read the book.
That's a hot one right there. Oh, great morning, little girl. You want to say hello to everybody?
Oh, it's
mascot of
Zelda,
Forge
the
of Fuel,
mascot.
out here
What's up,
live in
Zelda?
prime time. You got anything you want to say to the people? Nothing?
Wow.
Cat got your tongue? Okay, sounds good. Hey, don't be unplugging shit. Relax yourself now. Hey, I tell you what, a hell of a time to plug the gateway. Our guy Chris Aswomata actually posted Presence by Amy Cuddy in the book club in the gateway, as well as a little TED Talk from her on Presence and some different things. So if you want direct access to the book and a TED Talk, just get in the gateway and you'll already know what we're talking about, baby.
She's amazing. The only reason why I know about that book is because I went to one of her talks and I got to see her actually put on the Presence speech in front of everybody. And she does a really good job of it. And I tell you, if you don't think let's just put it this way, more than half of your communication comes from your presence and your posture. And if you don't walk in with the right posture, you've already lost half the game.
Damn straight. Damn straight. It would just be like, think about if we showed up to this show. GM, everybody. Great morning. Thanks for showing up to Forge and Fuel. Appreciate you being here. We got a show today. Would appreciate you subscribing, liking. Maybe you can hit that notification and share it out. What do you want? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You want us to tone it down a little bit? We could just be all negative and I guess you could. But like if and maybe our way through the show, or bring the energy, be fired up, be going the whole time. What do you want? What do you want? And if this fires you up, then go share this energy with the world. Wherever you go today, hold the door. Smile, share something you heard today. You have a conversation with somebody, say, damn, you know what? I listened to my morning podcast this morning. We were talking about that exact thing. Your morning podcast, what are you talking about? Bam. Then you can tell the world who you are, whose you are, and what you're a part of. Who's to say, who's to know? But my friends, that appears like it is the third segment of the show. Great stuff over there, you guys. Appreciate you over there in the comment section. Make sure I'm looking the right way. Let's work on wrapping this show up for the day, the only way we know how. Couple of reminders for you guys. Number one, hop in the gateway if you haven't already. If you don't know, you won't know, but that is our platform here at the Diamond Hand Media Group, DHMG. It is the platform of mental, physical, and financial growth. It is the place where the people are there to help you, to have brothers and sisters in your corner that are truly there for your success. They want you to succeed. They want you to get better. And all they do is share tips and tricks on how you can survive this thing called life. It also doubles as kind of our Patreon, and it allows you to get involved deeper in the shows, know more about what's going on with DHMG, maybe know things that nobody else is ever going to know about. So dive in there. Start your 7-day free trial today. That's right. We give it to you for 7 days for free. And this week is one hell of an opportunity to do that, because tonight in the Gateway, our guy Swirl One is going to be hosting a credit and financing masterclass. Now, this is going to be different than what we've done in the past. If you've been in the Gateway, it will not be an open floor discussion. This is a course. This is a class. We are going to be in a little bit different feel. It's the same thing, the same room, the same style, but it's just set up a little bit differently. So there will be an opportunity to ask questions and toss some stuff in the chat. It's going to be a little similar to how we're kind of set up here now. And then Thursday, we got our bi-weekly network meeting. So it is a great week to get involved, to meet the fam, to get in where you fit in. Start your 7-day free trial day. Y'all, because you just never know what you might pull up in the Gateway. So we'll see you in there, baby. And hey, if you had a trigger tripped or you want something dove down on a future show, or maybe you really like something today, hey, there's a channel called Forge and Fuel in the Gateway. And you can drop down any questions, any perspectives, anything you want right in there. And we'll also bring it to the show. Who's to say, who's to know? And outside of that, I think that's all I got. A little reminder, if you want to rock some DHMG swag, you can find it down in this episode's description. Mineandshineapparel.com is the official merch store of the Diamond Hand Media Group. And if you want to rock a little GAC, maybe like a little Gaxi shirt you see right there, maybe a little, life is better on the green. Who's to say, who's to know? You can slide on over to the GAC Pro Shop. That's GACProShop.com for all your latest and greatest Grandpa Ape Country Club merch and swag needs. Outside of that, I think that's all the reminders. I think that's all the things I got to say. We've got through a hell of a show. I got me plenty of notes, don't you know? So let's officially wrap this thing up the only way we know how. DJ Swirl One, any final thoughts, reminders, comments, perspectives, anything in between for episode 575?
This is your last Wednesday of September. This is it. I try to remind you guys of the dates all the time because I think most people just go through the world not realizing that these years are flying by. And you don't understand. This is the last quarter as soon as we get to next week. You got 3 months left of this 2024. The question is, have you started what you wanted to do this year? Are you getting better at what you were trying to learn? Are you getting stronger with maybe your gym, maybe the mental fitness that you're putting yourself through? That's the stuff you have to start focusing on, looking at. Every single day, you have an opportunity to get better, find a challenge, overcome that challenge. You have 4 or 5 days left of this month right here, depending on if you're working, not working, or whatever I would say right now, start some momentum for October. If you're trying to get in shape for the Thanksgiving time, start today. If you're trying to get yourself a nest egg for next year, save $1 today. Maybe don't go spend money on that coffee today. You might spend $8 there, or you can save $8 there. Who's to say, who's to know? I'm not telling you. But that might have something to do with what we're talking about tonight. And I am looking forward to doing that masterclass tonight. I promise you, I've got a lot of great things to discuss, lots of failures, lots of wins, lots of aha moments. And I promise you, you're going to get something out of this that you can tangibly put together tomorrow. That way you can immediately start making your credit better, creating better finances for you, and creating a stronger foundation for your future. So that's what the Gateway is all about. Love this Forge and Fuel, man. We're out here. We're excited. Can't wait for the next show. Let's keep this thing going. Cap, I appreciate it, man. Back to you. DZ as well. You're the man. Killing it.
Appreciate you, Swirl One. Thanks for the reminders, man. I appreciate you taking your time to do that course for us in the Gateway and bring some of your tips and tricks. And not a lot of people know the backstory and some of the things you've been through credit and financing wise. So I'm excited for a lot of people to learn and a lot of people to gain some more insights and perspectives and continue to grow on this journey with us. So shout out to you, man. And a big shout out. You mentioned him, but I'll mention him too. Shout out to our Mr. Producer. You make the best show, Mr. Producer. We're working on your host. Who's to say, who's to know? My man, DEEZYY. I see you down there in the back channels, my guy. Oh, I appreciate the hell out of you, dude. This show would not be possible without DZ. You guys don't know, you won't know, but check him out at Derek Snow on Instagram. He's always giving you a little fitness tip, a little nutrition tip, trying to help you get your ass slapped in the right direction, baby. Always giving you a little workout, little tip here, there, or there, and anywhere. And then also, He's always in the gateway. He's always giving you some extra insight, some extra perspective, some stuff maybe he didn't share out on the timeline. And if you need to get your physical fitness in check, if you need to get your shit together, well, guess what? He ain't just a producer. He ain't just a content creator. He is a damn personal trainer. He'll get your physical fitness right. He's got a whole app he could hook you up with. He's got nutrition plans. He's got fitness plans. He's got goals. I've seen him work with people. It is insane. The results that this man has been able to bring to the timeline, to the real life in prime time. And I'll also tell you, it's been insane the amount of production he's been able to bring to this show. So shout out to D-E-E-Z-Y. Don't you know? Shout out, D's. Appreciate the hell out of you, my guy. I appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you amazing humming beings. Thank you for investing your time here at Forge and Fuel, episode 575. You could have invested 1,000,001 other ways, and the fact that you chose to invest it here, we are forever grateful. We'll continue to show that gratitude to you and pay back your investment by showing up each and every day on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions, baby, and promising you that we'll be right by your side while you're on yours. But for now, my friends, I tell you that we'll catch y'all on the flip side, maybe in a space, maybe a Discord, maybe a VC, maybe a DM group chat, or hell, even the gateway, baby, maybe the greens. Who's to say, who's to know? Honestly, wherever you find yourself once again on that consistent, persistent pursuit.
Whoa, let's go. Come on. Don't get me fired up, man.
The club is all me. All the other haters fall asleep in elevators. No, I gotta have it.
Come on, baby.
Like traffic. Getting more traction.
Come on, baby.
GHTC, baby, I'm ready.
I be on the 5 bucks.
I know you wanna grind out. Meet me in the country club for a time.
Come on, man.
We get wild when we talk shit. What you know about that Kid Ink? You don't know nothing about that right there. Ah!
Got me fired up. Hey, we'll see you in there. We'll see you somewhere. Who's to say, who's to know? Wherever you're catching a flow, wherever you might be willing to grow, we'll be right there with you. But for now, my friends, I ask you would keep in mind that number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. Number two, even a dead fish can go with the flow. And number three, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for always having my back, having Swirl's back, and having each other's back. Thank you for being the change, setting the precedent that we want to see not only on YouTube, not only on X, but in this entire wide world, baby. Thank you for being different. Thank you for being the 1%. Thank you for being super soldiers. And most importantly, thank you for being the Diamond Hand fam. We'll catch you guys on the flip side tonight in the Gateway Swirls Credit and Financing Masterclass, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you RSVP so you can access that live room, baby. But for now, we bid thee adieu, and we say unto you, peace and love.